I'm Leo Garcia. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about gross motor skills, using our whole hand together as one, as opposed to independent movements between the fingers, which obviously is very important. But we also have to be able to use the hand as a whole and even use fingers touching each other to help assist them to come through the strings at the exact same time. You get this in pieces like Villalobos's First Prelude, where you have to play thumb and chords in various ways, and we have to be able to do that comfortably so that it doesn't sound like we're sloppy on the chords. And we can control them in a way that we want to musically. So to begin with, we're going to work with what I call chordal patterns in the right hand. Again, we're trying to really establish a solid P-I-M-A shape in our right hand, which is going to help us with everything. I think the first thing that we're going to do is just practice, as a beginning. I like to use P-I-M-A altogether and placing each finger on a string. So thumb on 4, index on 3, middle on 2, and ring finger on 1. And then for now, we're not going to use the left hand. I'm just going to go through the basic patterns, and then I'll show you what to do to work them into your practice. So the first pattern is just thumb, index, middle, and ring finger all together. And in this case, I do like to use a metronome, which I will pull out right now. And I really like the ones that click, even though when the battery wears down, I like to use the one on my phone or on my iPad. But for now, we'll use this one. And I think that's set at 60, 64 maybe, I can't tell, but it's steady. So we place the fingers on the strings. So notice that I'm actually stopping in time as well. So I'm not just placing randomly before the next pluck. I'm doing it very systematically and very in rhythm. Eventually we can double up, and then we'll see build up the tempo of our right hand. So that's the first pattern. I'm going to keep this tempo, and I'm going to go through the other patterns. Next one is going to be P-I-M together and ring finger on its own. All right, number 3. We're going to do P and A together, and then I and M alone. So far, I'm doing everything free stroke, but eventually we can bring in when one finger is by itself, especially A. It's good to practice that rest stroke as well, because you'll need it to bring out melodies every now and then. All right, the next one, P, M, A together, and then I by itself. Moving on to the next one, P and I together, and then M and A together. So I do this 2 ways. Once, just back and forth. And then the other one where I repeat each one. I like just do it because I think it sounds and it feels good. And then finally the last one is thumb by itself, and then index, middle, and ring together. So when I'm doing anything with the thumb by itself, if you watch, I'm trying to keep everything very still so the weight of the thumb doesn't displace these guys going in the opposite direction. And same thing goes for that, right? The index, middle, and ring, that movement doesn't change the hand position in any way. So that keeps the hand still, that keeps the hand still. Okay, so there you have it. Those are basic patterns where you're not